Focus on journal supplies. We have something in common. That is also what I do on my channel. Hey, I'm Erin, and today I'm doing a little JournalSay haul review thing. Currently this is full of stickers and washies and stuff, and I've got the big stuff already out because I wanted to be able to shake it and not break it. I feel like I've done a lot of hauls recently, and I have one more coming up after this because of like scheduling and when things need to be out, and after that I'm gonna stop and not engage with any new stationery because lordy knows my drawers are full and bursting. I am going to go through and do a big stationery declutter, and I'm going to share some of that content on the channel as well, so look forward to that, but we're not worrying about that today. Today is not decluttering day. Today is JournalSay day. I thought we'd do it a little bit differently today, so the stuff that's still in the box, the stickers and whatever, I've kind of used them, and I made a couple of little pages for you. So when we talk about stickers and papers and ephemera and stuff, we're going to do that with some using of the things. Look at this. I like this spread and these. So fun things to come there. And the things that don't go on the pages of a book, we will chat like this, like normal. All the prices I'm going to tell you today are in US dollars, but there is a handy drop down box on the website so you can choose your currency. They seem to have a lot. I'm scrolling. There's a lot of currencies. Hi, Mitsu. Mitsu's come to also give his review. He wants to weigh in. He has thoughts. I don't know really what to tell you about JournalSay as a brand. There is no About Us section that I can find on their website. Mitsu likes the box though, so there's that glowing review. There is stuff on like shipping policies and an interesting page on intellectual property rights. I don't know anything about them, so we're gonna check them out, and they very kindly did reach out to me and offered me the stuff in the box in exchange for the video. Just so you know, all of this stuff was gifted to me, which is very nice of them. I just realized Mitsu was purring right into the microphone. He's off now. Bye. And they have also very kindly given me a discount code, which is just Erin, E-R-I-N, to get 8% off your orders. So if you'd like to do that, it is also an affiliate code, so I will make a little bit of money if you use that code. Totally up to you, no pressure. She's a big old box because I actually got a big old ton of stuff. That's not all. There we go. The sticker obsession. It's getting a little out of control. So let's get into all of this stuff first. I'm gonna put you up here so you can see my desk, and we will have a little play and a little chat while we do that. This first spread, we're gonna start with this paper, which they call sulfuric acid paper. I'm not sure what that is. I am not a chemistry girly. And you may notice as we go through that the screenshots sometimes show a different price to what I'm saying. I'm not entirely sure why they displayed at different times when I took notes about the items I'm showing you in the video versus when I took the screenshots. So proceed at your own discretion, I guess. Anyway, these are black and white printed papers. They are a little bit translucent. Some of them are stickers in a smaller kind of situation. I'm going to use this one because I didn't like the idea of having people's names in my book. That just felt a bit weird to me. And I'm using them as a base layer on the outside edges of my spread. This spread is going to be kind of a black and white with gold and witchy vibes, which is going to be really fun when it's finished. I got 2 sets of the white and 1 set of the black of these stickers. These have got tarot card kind of zodiac vibes, which I think is really fun. $2.88 according to my notes, but $2.76 according to my screenshots. I got 2 of this white set. I don't think I meant to do that. I'm pretty sure that was an accident, but it turned out it was a good thing I did because you can see the ones I'm showing you on the screen right now look really good, but the set that I went to use for my actual journal spread, which was the opposite one, not the one I'm showing you here, was cut really badly and all of the stickers were kind of off center, so that's a bit of a worry. I wish I'd got 2 sets of the black because I think it's cooler. If you're into witchy vibes, or you do astrology spreads in your journal, or if you just like the look of this for Halloween or something like that, which is me, that's definitely what I was thinking of when I chose these ones. Definitely a solid choice, and I think the black are just spectacular with that metallic gold reflection. Now see what I mean here with that weird cutting on the stickers? Unfortunately, the whole pack is like that, and I'd be really disappointed if I didn't know how good they could look when they weren't cut stupidly off center, but whatever, I'll use them for this demonstrative purpose. These gold lace frame ones, I got 2 different versions of these. We're going to use one in this spread and we're going to use the other one in the next one. So these are the more zodiac kind of circular ones, not so much frames. The other set are very much frames. They're metallic, they're laser cut, they're very precise, and they came with these little sticky dots. I ended up just using glue tape though to stick them in my journal, so I would sit them on top of a piece of other plastic and then go over it with my glue tape in the chunkiest parts, and the glue tape would stick to the plastic behind as well as the item, so it didn't end up everywhere, and then I just stick it down on my page that way, and that seemed to work pretty well for me, so I'm probably going to keep doing that. Otherwise, I'd recommend maybe a bit of craft glue. These ones are very much Boy Who Lived vibes without being branded Boy Who Lived, which we kind of love. They are cauldrons on the bottom one and some trees and stuff, and broomsticks on the top one, which is fun. You don't get a lot of stickers in the set, you only get 2 of each kind, and they are kind of large-ish, but they're also really pretty, and I think it's worth it. You could do really fun layering things with these. So the left page is one set and the right page is the other set here. Again, excellent witchy vibes, great for Halloween, and when you have the light shine on them in the right way, they have this excellent holographic reflection, which is so much fun, but actually really tricky to capture on camera. I had to work hard for that one. So I'm just gonna work these into my spread as a little bit of a pop of color in these gaps here. I personally much prefer the broomsticks and candles one over the cauldrons and trees one, but to each their own. Maybe you will like the other ones better because they've got a bit more color, I don't know. Also, if you keep a reading journal and you like to read a lot of fantasy, this could definitely come in handy for that too. That's the first spread. I've kind of divided all of my supplies by color and style so that I can do things that I think they'll work well together, so we're going to move on to the next one now. We talked about these a little bit earlier. These are the frame version of the gold laser cut pretties, and I think these are a bit more my style than the celestial ones, but you know, I was going for a vibe there. These are pretty big, so I'm just going to start by using 2 of them for now, and then we'll grab our next element, which is also a frame thing. These 3 beautiful stamps. These are very beautiful vintage style stamps. This one I think looks super Venetian. I have a mirror in this shape on my wall, which is really fun. And I always like to use paint markers with my stamps rather than ink pads. Sometimes I'll use an ink pad, but I just like the variety of colors that I can have with paint markers because I don't have to then buy 100 stamp pads. This one is a classically oval shape with lots of beautiful detail. They are so very detailed and delicate, but they're also cut really well, so they're very easy to use. I think the thinnest one, the Venetian one, is probably the hardest to get a really nice clean stamp out of. And this circular one is super beautiful as well. I'm only going to use 2 of them for my spread just because of a limited amount of page space, but I wanted to try them all out so you could see what they all look like on the page too. So I'm going to use the circular one first. I'm just going to use that same gold paint marker that I used in my little demonstrations there. Kind of just stamping it randomly on the page. That's going to be the first element that is properly on the page, and then we'll work around everything else from there. These ones are beautiful leafy stickers. They're long and skinny. I think they'd actually make great bookmarks just on their own as they are. I got the autumn leaves variety because it is currently autumn where I live, and I just thought what a great opportunity. I think you could just stick these around the edges of the page like a border and you have an instant theme, and that's quite beautiful, so that's pretty fun. I also got this version, which is kind of a eucalyptus thing, and they have this lovely gold gilding as well, so they're shiny on the page. They're PET stickers, so they're plastic. They don't have a white edge around them. I'm only going to use the green ones in my example here because the orange didn't really fit with any of the other stationery that I picked up for this haul, so just the green ones for now, but you get the idea. I think it's still quite demonstrative. So I'm going to put some at the top, some at the bottom, so it's kind of like an edge, but not a frame all the way around, just because I didn't want to use too many of them, because I want to use them in my actual journal and not just for demonstrative purposes, you know. Now I think it's a good time for us to start seeking down the other elements because I have an idea of where I want things to go now. And Be Still My Heart, these cottagecore doors are so incredibly beautiful. I got them in the blue and the green, but there are other colors available as well. They're just paper, so you need to stick them into the book in your preferred gluing method. But the beautiful combination of colored doors and florals, it just made me think of all of the beautiful doors that I saw when I was in London, so I definitely wanted to have them in my journal, and I'm considering maybe using some of them in my May setup, so definitely subscribe if you want to see if that happens. I've picked one from each pack and I'm going to layer that over the top of my gold frames. So it's like gold frame, door inside. It's a frame in a frame, I guess, kind of. Using the same system to get glue onto the frames as I did for the last one because these are very delicate. I'm trying really hard not to ruin them in the process, and I'm obsessed with how this is coming together. This could be a whole bullet journal theme in itself right here. Next, we're going to add some very magical stickers. So these ones, I got 2 different varieties from the same listing here. I'm only going to use the magical doors in this situation, but I wanted to show you both since they are the same listing, and I'll use the feathers and the moons in the next spread that we set up together, but here they are for now so you can get a little look. Lovely feathers, lovely moons, flowers around the moons, which is not accurate celestially, but lovely. And then on the other page, these are the beautiful, they're like castles and doors, and they are so magical and fairy tale. I was like, I need those. I must absolutely have those. 2 of each sticker in the pack so you can get a whole theme's worth out of it, and once again with this beautiful holographic reflection. How pretty is that? My plan here, since I layered doors over frames, was to do something similar where I'm layering these windows and castles over the stamped frames that we did earlier, and I like the layered effect that has going on, but it does leave all of this negative space on the page, which I really need to do something about. Which is where this washi tape comes in. This is a beautiful, they call it newspaper washi tape. It's not newsprint, it's beautiful, elegant, handwritten script, and you gotta be careful with this one. It's very delicate, and as you peel it up off itself, it doesn't have a backing, so you can lose part of the edge like this, and it tears as you're peeling it off, which is really annoying, but it does look spectacular in your book, so it's a price I'm willing to pay. It gives this beautiful storybook texture, which we know I am all about at the moment, the fairy tale storybook vibes. So I'm going to use it just to fill in all of the empty space on this page in a way that makes it look intentional without being overwhelming, which is exactly what this kind of washi tape is perfect for. Lots of torn edges going on here because that's what I really like. It's doing the same thing to me again, which is annoying because this is only my first time using the tape. And I did also want to mention that because it's so delicate, this tape kind of stretches a little bit. It's really thin. So I'm going to crop in really close here so you can see what I mean while I decide that I want this under the sticker. Of course I do. I always like to make things hard for myself. It can be hard to get the tape to go on really flat, so you might have to kind of scrape out some bubbles. I had a lot of trouble getting this part to go down flat, but once I kind of scraped over it with a fingernail for a bit, it ended up sitting pretty well. So sometimes you might just have to put a little bit of extra effort in, but I do think it's worth it because this is really, really pretty. I love the way these elements have come together and made this really lovely, actually quite cohesive art journal spread here, so that was really fun. You could make a bullet journal theme out of that, funnily enough. This next one is not so cohesive because it's kind of just everything that's left, so I'm going to do my best here, bear with me. And I've got no idea how to approach it, so I'm going to start just by getting out all of the supplies so that I can mess around with them on the page and see where they all fit, and then we'll talk about what everything is. Starting with these frame memo pads, they call them. They're not sticky notes, they don't have a sticky back, so I don't know if I'd call them a memo pad necessarily. And see, I've just given up on telling you the prices because they're different and that's confusing. I grabbed 2 of these memo pads for a bit of variety, and I'm gonna write in the frames with the strangest pens I've ever come across. These are 2-line pens, which is actually exactly what it sounds like. So it's a pen that's got 2 little tips right next to each other in different colors. So it does this really cool kind of 3D chromatic aberration kind of effect when you use them. It's like your eyes are a little bit defocused. I think someone who's very artistic could do amazing things with these. To be honest, I'm not obsessed with the color schemes that they come in. I grabbed one of the packets, there were 2 options, and I grabbed the ones that I thought were the nicer ones of the 2, but they're not my favorite colors, let's just say that. And because this is a JournalSay haul, I wanted to try and be a bit clever and witty, and I chose a quote, "Say what you mean," that has say in it because JournalSay, because I'm cheesy like that. And I will not apologize for it. It wouldn't be an Erin haul without some floral stickers, so here's some. These ones have such a beautiful layered effect to them, like skeleton flowers almost. I don't know how to describe it. I got them in a pink version and also a blue version. They're quite large, which I always find large stickers much more difficult to use in my journal without kind of cutting them up, which is also fine. You can cut them up if you want to, but I think they're their most striking when you do a really simple layout with lots of negative space and just use 1 or 2 of them on the page. That seems to be the best way to use a big sticker that I've come across, but that's not what we're doing here. We're doing this wonderful layered junk journal thing, so I'm going to use these in the top and bottom corners, and they'll be the first thing I stick down on the page. Along with these beautiful clean black and white florals with a little bit of gold gilding, these are much more my style. These I've noticed also have sulfuric acid in the name, which I'm thinking, is that just like washi paper? Is that like washi stickers? I don't know. These ones are also pretty big, but not as big as the previous, so I think they're a little bit more adaptable. Some of them are really bold and dark, some of them are a bit finer. Again, a minimal bullet journal page. You can't really see the gold reflect, but I'm trying to bring it out anyway. A minimal bullet journal page with a couple of these would be so striking, but I'm adding them to something that's going to be very busy and colourful, so, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Do whatever you like. Now that we've got some stuff down on the page, I'll stick those little memos that I wrote on down as well so they can have their official place, trying to make sure that I layer things up so things are peeking out from behind other things. Collaging layouts like this are a lot of trial and error, but also if you do make a mistake, you can just roll with it and it's fine and nobody will know that wasn't what you meant to do, so, you know. I was really feeling the shiny things when I chose all the items for this order, so another set of shiny stickers, crystals and moons, and also crystals and bottles. We'll start with the crystals and moons. Crystals, also not usually my thing, but I don't know, I'm feeling the witchy vibes lately. I love the aesthetic of it. These are very feminine witchy moons, which I like. Also really vibing with PET stickers lately, which these are. They're the plastic ones with a clear background so that you don't see a white line around things, which isn't the end of the world. I still love a washi sticker too, they're fine. But you can't do iridescent holographic reflections with a washi sticker, and just look how beautiful that is. So, you know, that's one advantage for PET. They are so mesmerizing when light moves over them like that, and these are the bottles and crystals versions. These ones have got some florals involved as well, which is always really fun. I do have some other floral bottle stickers from a previous haul that are massive, so I'm very excited to have some small ones. These are so cute and sort of like fairy vibes, right? And again, look at that. So beautiful, look at those colors dance. Oh my god. I'm going to use these very minimally to show you because I do really want to keep them for my own bullet journal. I don't want to use too many of them here to show them off and then not be able to use them in my own layouts. So just 2 from each set for this spread I think will be plenty so that I can hoard the rest. And this next item is the last of the things that go in the book section of the video. These are beautiful fake wax seal stickers. I chose pink, but JournalSay do have a bunch of other colours available too. I'm not sure I would necessarily use these in my bullet journal. I actually thought they'd be much harder than they are, but they're a very soft, very malleable kind of material. I don't know what they are. I had assumed they would really bulk up the page, but they actually don't too badly, so I don't know. Maybe I will end up using them in my own journal, but what I had envisioned for these was actually to put on cards for friends' birthdays or wedding cards and that kind of thing, just to seal the envelope closed, because I thought that would be a really lovely touch. And remember these, I showed you in the last one, but we didn't use them on that page. I'm going to use just one this time to fill in this gap at the top, just because I felt like one of them had to go in there somewhere. And that's this one done too. I hope you enjoyed that little 3-spread adventure into my JournalSay sticky items and items that can be stuck. Let me know which of those 3 spreads is your favorite. Maybe let's do it like, let's say zodiac, doors, come on baby light my fire, or flowers, and let me know which one is your fave in the comments down below. But in the time-honored tradition of infomercials, that's not all. Yes, also this. This is the stuff that doesn't go in the journal, but is somehow adjacent to the journal. Sometimes stuff that you can buy on stationery stores, I'm like, how is this stationery? But I'm not mad about it either. So I'm gonna start with this little cutie. This is a cloud. Yes, it is also a terrifying cloud because it is a cloud concealing a knife. It's an adorable little Stanley knife. It's spring-loaded, so you have to hold this button up to get the knife to come out, and when you let go of it, it automatically retracts, which means that you can't accidentally leave the knife out and hurt yourself, which I appreciate. I get a lot of packages, and opening packages is sometimes really annoying. So this, I plan to keep this in a little piece of furniture, a cabinet in my, sort of in the entryway of my house, so that I can just grab it whenever I get a package, and it makes it really easy to open. My partner can also use it, and it matches my shirt, which is always good. This was a whopping 80 cents. Well worth it, I think. This is terribly exciting, okay? This is a mug. Freaking adorable. They had a few colors in this one too, but quite a few of them were sold out at the time that I was looking. I am unsure if they are still. It's admittedly on the inside kind of looks like it might need a wash. Definitely give it a wash if you get one of these for yourself before you put anything in it and then drink. This is the light blue version. I think they also had like white and a purple. It's a gorgeous mug. It's got planets and little starsies on it, and it says, "You are my universe." And that just made me go, I just want to put you first. Anyway, it also has a lid, so you can keep your beverage of choice warm in there. And this adorable little spoon with Mr. Astronaut on the top, and he's waving, and I think it's actually really comfortable. It's a big mug. You could fit a lot of tea in there. And tea kind of is my universe, so that's appropriate. Super adorable. I don't know about things as far as dishwasher safety. I assume so. The gold that's on it isn't like a gold gilded leafy kind of thing. There's a little bit that's shiny on the ridge that maybe would rub off with repeated dishwasher use over time, but let's be real, I would probably still put it in my dishwasher anyway. $14.90 for the set, which I think is pretty good. Is it technically stationery? Who can say? Actually, a lot of stationery places seem to do cups, so I guess I always have a cup of tea while I'm doing journaling things. Sure. Let's talk about this little corner punch right here. This is a 3-in-1 corner punch. So the way this works is you place some paper into one of the 3 edges. It's got 1, 2, 3 little spots. There's cat hair on it. Who's surprised? Nobody. So yeah, you put your paper into the little corner and you press down on the button and it punches the shape that relates to that corner. There's a little illustration on the top of each one. I have a variation of this corner punch already. I have the like lavender purple one, which has different corner cutting patterns on it, and I really like it. It's spectacular. I used it in my April bullet journal setup. I used it to change the shape of the corners of my waterfall tabs so that they were a bit pretty. I've used it a couple of times before that as well. That one has fun shapes, like slightly more ornate. This one is just rounded corners. And the reason I went for this, I actually bought just a single corner rounded corner punch thing a while ago, and I hate it and it doesn't work because not this one. This one's good. The one I bought previously has these like little ridges that don't allow the paper to slide in all the way, so you can't actually punch most types of paper, especially if they're in a notebook or whatever. Most journals have a rounded corner on the pages anyway, because that helps them to not get damaged. So when I put washi tape or stickers or bits of paper there, they're not round. And I'd like them to be round. Oh, it pinched me. Oh, be careful of where your thumb is when you press it down. Besides the grievous bodily harm that I just caused for myself, I really like this. I'm gonna get rid of the other one that I bought now. So this one and the purple one are both really good. $8.75 for this one. They do also have other varieties, so if you want to look into less boring versions, I don't think it's boring, it's the classic, it's vanilla, right? If you want to look into the others, you will also find those at the link in the description. Let's do this big boy. This is a storage box. What's so exciting about a storage box, Erin, you might say? Well, the idea of having my washi tapes properly sorted out is pretty exciting to me. They have this available in a couple of sizes. I think this is the smaller one because I wanted to make sure that it would fit in a drawer. The cool thing about this is that you can take out the dividers, not all of them. Oh yeah, all of them. If you consider the correct box orientation to be like this, where it's like landscape, you know, longer than tall. I believe these horizontal dividers are solid, so they have to go all the way across, but the little vertical ones in between you can remove. So you can have a bigger space to put a thing if you need it. Will this store all of my washi tape? No, it won't. I have a lot, but I do like that it's clear so I can see what's in each container, and I could maybe grab a second one of these and stack them on top of each other. At the moment, I have like regular use washis in my drawer, and then I have like a stash of use later washis that I sometimes forget to check, and then I forget what I have and then I don't use them, and then later I'll find something and I'll be like, oh, this would have been perfect for this theme, but I forgot that I had it, so I didn't use it. Terrible problem to have, isn't it, Erin? Oh, woe is me. I have so much nice washi tape. I'll let you know how I go, and if you want to see me organize my stuff, let me know. I did do some organizing videos before on my channel, but they kind of flopped, so I haven't been in a hurry to do it again. But if you want to see it, I don't know, maybe things have changed in the past year, who knows. Only 2 more things to talk about. We'll start with this one. This is just a Tombow dual tip 277 brush pen, which is a beautiful dark green. This was $3.46 on JournalSay. I already have this pen. I bought it from an art store and I never got to test it out before I used it, and the one I bought was super dried out, so every time I want to use it I have to hold the brush end in water and let all of the dried up ink gush off the tip, and then I can use it for maybe 10 minutes before it starts to do the same thing, and it's just really frustrating. So none of my other Tombows have ever done that to me before, and I usually like to buy them from Officeworks here in Australia because I can test the pen before I take it home there. They have like scribble bits of paper that you can check, but I thought I'd take the risk. All the Tombows have a descriptive name as well as a number. Dark green. This one's literally just called dark green by the looks of that. And I'm very happy to confirm that this one doesn't write like trash. This last one is a bit of a strange one. I'd never seen anything like this before, and I just had this insatiable curiosity around this weird circle cutting machine. So he sort of looks like something that a frog might live in. It's got this green dome up here at the top and then a ruler kind of thing. So you unscrew this thing to loosen it and then you can stretch it out to whatever point. It's got an inch measurement and a centimeter measurement on opposite sides. And so the idea here is, I'm just gonna grab my cutting mat here too, safety first. You work out how wide you want your circle to be first, I guess, and you put your blade at that point and tighten it up. So I'm gonna do the smallest one on the ruler measurement, which is like 10 centimeters diameter. Then you place your green frog lily pad down on the page. You've tightened your blade, right? So he's not gonna slide around. I might need to step away from the microphone to make this happen. Secured my little blade at the 10 centimeter mark, placing it down on the paper, clearing the desk around, and then a perfect circle. How often is this going to be useful? Look, not sure. If you're someone who needs to cut a lot of circles, great, go off. You're going to have an excellent time with this. This is $10.48. If you see this and you're like, oh, I've been waiting for this my whole life, let me know why. Otherwise, do you need this? I don't know. I have one now though, clearly, so. That's it for my little collection of goodies from JournalSay. Don't forget to let me know which of those 3 junk journal spreads was your favorite in the comments down below. Once again, there are links to everything that I've shown you in this video in the description down below in case you'd like to get your hands on anything. They are affiliate links. You can also still use my code Erin, E-R-I-N, to get 8% off your next order. Thanks to JournalSay for sending me all of the stuff to share with you guys in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Next week's video is going to be my May plan with me, so keep an eye out for that. I'm very excited about it. I haven't set it up yet at the time I'm recording this, but I think I'm going to be using a vintage paper that I found at a D-stash market recently, which is very exciting. Regardless, I will be back with another video next week, so make sure that you subscribe and stick around if you want to catch that. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at erinsmith.art. Links to everything that I do are in the description down below in case you want to hang out some more, because that would be cool. Until next Friday evening Australian time, I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.